Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 and our European Journeyman series at Brighton. Now, last time we left off, we secured promotion to the Premier League but also made our way into the FA Cup final. If you missed yesterday's episode, go and watch it. It was an incredible game that we totally dominated against Bournemouth, and we now have an FA Cup final against Leicester to look forward to. But first things first, we need to win the championship title. We are 5 points clear with 2 home games to go. We're taking on Derby today. They're down in 13th. A point will do it for us. I mean, a defeat could do it for us, but we're going to get these 2 games out of the way pretty quickly. I'm quite confident of winning that championship title. And then we're going to take on Leicester in the FA Cup final. So let's get into these first 2 games. This one against Derby County. We're going to play Frias, Coupadon and Bueno up front. Beccaria and Morris in midfield, with Marin, Soler, Andres Lambeze and Carlos Eduardo in defence, and Amego in goal. Bueno with a corner, puts it into the middle, and Morris cleared off the line there, so close to the opening goal and getting the party started in what is a sold out stadium here in Brighton. But instead, Derby get the ball away. Here's Lambeze with a free kick. Now Eduardo puts it into Bueno. Players in the middle, a little bit crowded out there, and he does lose possession. Soler trying to go after the ball. Derby yet to really get into this match. Soler over the top, does find Marin. Now Beccaria to Coupadon. Frias onto Marin. Players to his right. Beccaria got to run diagonally here. Bueno into Eduardo, and the effort's just tipped onto a post by the keeper. Marin with the throw in. He finds Beccaria. Marin again sends it back to Soler. Now Morris. Beccaria into Bueno, slips over to Coupadon, and it's gone in. Apaya again manages to save the effort, but this time it goes into the net and not into the post. Eduardo with the throw in. Morris back to him. Puts the cross in low. Frias in there, makes it 2-0, and the party can really get started now. We're not only going to the Premier League, we're going to win the league. Amatov sends the ball in to Lamb, then pushed out wide to Lewis. He's got a man in the box, he's put it in and he's found him as well, but it's off the post and we escape with the clean sheet intact. Morris with a free kick and he's found the top corner. A stunning strike from Morris there to make it 3-0, and we are taking this title in some style. 10 goals for the season now for Morris. Well, there's a full-time whistle. You can see the ticker tape coming down on the pitch. We have just secured the title with a very impressive win over Derby County. Absolutely no question we deserve to win this title. 8 points clear of Swansea, although they do have a game in hand, but 101 points in the championship as we wrap up another league title in our history. Going to the Premier League next season as one of the best teams, surely, to ever grace the Championship. We've also got that FA Cup final to look forward to. I mean, it's just, when we look at the competition screen, we've won the Championship now. We made the final of the EFL Cup, and we're in the final of the FA Cup. What a season this has been. Well, the final match of our time in the Championship is at home against Burnley, a week before that FA Cup final against Leicester. A few weeks before the FA Cup final against Leicester. It's 20 days away. I did not expect that. I guess it's because the playoffs set the season to end earlier. But we've got a 20-day break. We'll have to put a couple of friendlies in to keep the team fresh. But we're going to put out a strong team. I want to keep the morale high with victories. So we're going to be playing Frias, Bueno and then Bomber up front with Beccaria and Morris in midfield. Then it's Marin, Soler, Andres Lambeze and Carlos Eduardo in defence with Amego in goal. Bueno, pretty much straight from kickoff, coming forward, finds Beccaria. Now Frias, he's got a man over Beccaria. Back to Frias. All the way back to Morris. He's coming forward, finds Eduardo. Puts the ball into Beccaria and Bomb slips it in. Bueno scores, 37 seconds on the clock. We're 1-0 up. Burgess attacking down the left flank, trying to get an instant reply here for Burnley. He puts a cross in, but Amego able to pick the ball up. Morris with a free kick, short to Andres. He finds Eduardo, all the way back to Lambeze. He then puts it over to Eduardo again, and Bomb into Bueno, now Frias. Back to Beccaria. And Bomb round the corner to Eduardo, 2 in the box, and he's found Bueno to make it 2-0. We're only 5 minutes into the game. Bueno with the corner, sending it to the back stick. It's headed out by Power. Atkinson can't get there. Eduardo doing too good a job in defence. Now Morris over to Andres. He finds Mbom. Marin onto Bueno. Into the middle. Now Mbom again to Frias. Back to Beccaria. Looking to find a slip ball, but we just can't create the angle. Here's Eduardo. He can. He finds Bueno, and Bueno tucks it in the bottom corner for 3-0. Pospisil takes a free kick. 10 minutes to go. Ishan is in there, but there's a foul in the box. I have no idea what that's for, but we've been given a penalty and a chance for 4-0. Who's stepping up to take it? Their keeper's injured as well, which won't help them very much. It is Morris who steps up, and he finds the back of the net for 4-0. Morris now 11 goals this season. He's been an incredible player for us. Soler on to Beccaria. Now Morris. Over to Beccaria again. He finds Hickman. Last minute of the game. And there's a foul. That will surely see out the final whistle. Morris to take the free kick. Will he get to take it? Nope, the referee does blow his whistle. We've won this game 4-0. A very good performance from the team to see out the championship season with 104 points, 10 points clear, 14 points clear of automatic promotion. Just an incredible season really. To reach triple digits in the points tally is quite impressive, and we've got a lot of scope to improve the squad in the transfer window as well. Bueno getting a hat-trick today, I didn't even realise. But we have now managed to win the championship, another league title in the bag. The board, no doubt, very, very happy with us at this point. I am untouchable to the board. And we now have 20 days to get ready for the FA Cup final against Leicester. Well, here we are. It is the FA Cup final, the 26th of May 2029, and our championship side have a chance of winning the FA Cup against Leicester. We do have the away dressing room, which is a little bit of a shame, but hopefully we can make up for our defeat against Man City here in the EFL Cup with a performance as good as we had in the semi-final against Bournemouth, or even when we beat United 5-1. Any of those performances would be absolutely brilliant about now. The team that we're going to put out here is a very strong one. We're going to be playing with Frias, Mbom and Bueno up front. Beccaria and Morris are in midfield, with Marin, Soler, Andres, Lambese and Carlos Eduardo in defence, and Amego in goal. Well, here we are at Wembley, the teams lining up for the biggest game in our club's history. Only once have they made the FA Cup final. That was a long, long time ago. So this is now the second time we've managed to do it. But of the 3 major cup finals Brighton have ever had, 2 of them have been with me in charge in the championship. So this is just incredible. I've already won them their biggest ever trophy by sealing the championship title. They've never won anything as prestigious as that before, except for the Community Shield, but I'm not sure how prestigious you guys would rate that competition. Opening 20 minutes though, we are in control. We're having the shots, we've got the possession, and we are keeping Leicester out without a shot on target for them. We're looking pretty good from the stats. Hard to tell without a highlight, but here's one now. Marin coming forward down the left flank. Got 2 players ganging up on him, but he finds Mbom. Now Frias finds Marin again. He's in on goal. Big tackle, but then an open goal is picked out by Frias, and we lead against Leicester in the FA Cup final. His 19th goal of the season, beautifully slotted into that bottom corner for 1-0. And at the moment, Leicester are in trouble because we are really controlling this game, as we have almost every time that we've played a Premier League team this season. It's just incredible. I cannot wait for next season in the Premier League based on this evidence, because we are looking so strong. Leicester now do finally get a shot on goal, but at the moment we are looking very, very good as we nearly get to half time. I'd be very happy with this score at half time, and there is the half time whistle. 1-0 we lead Leicester in the final of the FA Cup. And you guys need to let me know if anybody has ever won the FA Cup outside of the Premier League. I don't think anybody has, from my memory, or my knowledge anyway. But here we go into the second half. I know that clubs like Millwall have made the final in the past. Other Championship teams have done it as well, but I don't think any of them have ever won it. And it would just be such an accomplishment to do it, and a sign of just how good this squad really is. Now here's a corner from James Ward-Prowse, puts it in, Frias gets it away, back to Ward-Prowse again, and it comes to Keane. Moise Kean, I think that is, at the back stick, able to tuck it home for 1-1. And just like that, our party is ruined by Leicester. And Mbomma's picked up an injury too. That's not good. A highlight just about to come on. Coupadon, come on. He's been good for us this season. Mubak gives the ball away to Frias, who then also gives the ball away. Now it's with Twanzebe. Pushes it forward to Tonye. He's got players in the middle. He skipped a tackle, puts a cross in, and Moise Kean, in the space of 5 minutes, has turned our lead into a deficit. We are 2-1 down now, with a long way to go if we're going to win this cup. Oh, that's a bitter, bitter blow. 20 minutes or so to go. I'm going to go attacking, see what we can do. I'm happy with the way we're playing. It's difficult because we have been doing well, so I don't want to change anything. I think it's more about whether we can get luck on our side and turn this game around. 20 minutes left for us to try and find an equaliser after being so in control of this game. Pospisil with a free kick, good position, finds the top corner, 2-2. 15 minutes left of this final at Wembley, but we are back on terms after a horrible 5 minutes. We have managed to come back and make it 2-2. The substitute Pospisil with a beautiful free kick into the top corner, and with about 5 minutes to go, we are looking very, very good and in this game still. Can we see it through? Here's Malbach with a throw in dangerous time. Becaria's won the ball, launches it forward though. Twanzebe with a poor header, and Bueno finds Coupadon. He's got a man going on the run. It's Frias who loses it to Twanzebe. Ball launched forward, but Andres with a header. Frias to Becaria. Excellent ball out wide to Eduardo. People in the box for him. He puts the cross in. Coupadon's in there, and the other substitute makes it 3-2. We are leading 3-2 against Leicester in the FA Cup final. I can't even see the pitch. What's going on? There we go. 2 minutes left. 1 minute left. That's surely going to be the... There it is. We've won the FA Cup. Can you believe it? That was a frantic last few minutes there, but we managed to do it. We have won the FA Cup while in the Championship. That is just insane. We've had such a lucky run through the FA Cup. I get a new accomplishment on Steam as well for being a trophy hoarder. But can you believe it? That's the double. We've done the double in the Championship. I can guarantee nobody else has ever done the double in the Championship before. That is a weird achievement that I don't think I've ever seen anybody do. You'll have to let me know if you know anybody else who's ever managed that. But that means we're in Europe next season. I didn't even consider that. We're going into the group stage of the Europa League next season, so that's another trophy that we can maybe have a go at winning. It's going to make staying up a bit more difficult, but at the moment, our record against Premier League teams is untouchable. If we have a look at the FA Cup rounds, and just drop back through the stages to have a look at how we did. Going all the way back, not the years, if we go back to, did we come in at the second round or the third round? We came in at the third round, so if we go to the third round, you'll see, where are we? We're here somewhere. We beat Bradford City in a replay 3-0. We didn't even do that the first time we're asking. We could have gone out then. Then in the fourth round, we beat Portsmouth, League One team, 3-0. In the fifth round, who did we play then? We beat Fulham 3-0, another Championship team, so still no Premier League team at this point. And then in the quarter-finals, we had Sunderland at home 2-0, a good result there. In the semi-finals, we had Bournemouth, a 1-0 win there. Leicester knocking Chelsea out as well, which is incredible. And then in the final, we come from 2-1 down in the last 15 minutes to win the game 3-2, the most incredible result. And probably one of the biggest accomplishments I've had. That is up there with winning the Champions League with Valencia, no question about that. 3-2 we beat Leicester and win the FA Cup. Absolutely incredible. Championship winners as well, runners up in the EFL Cup. I mean, had we beaten Manchester City, there is literally nothing better that we could have done this season. I cannot get my head around how incredible a season this has been. Probably the best I've ever had in FM17. I'm absolutely blown away by it. The squad is next level good, there's no doubt about that. If we sort them out by the appearances, Beccaria was our most played player at 55 appearances, 24-year-old Italian. If we look at his report, leading player for most Premier League sides, and he's playing for us in the Championship. I mean, where did we even get Beccaria from? The great thing is that I brought pretty much all of these players in. We signed him for £1.6 million from Roma after he'd been on loan at a lot of different places in Serie A, Serie B, but because he was a top division player, I knew he was always going to do well in the Championship, so being able to snap him up, I think he was on the transfer list, was just brilliant stuff. Then we got Iozu Andres, who we brought in. He was a non-player, really. We signed him from Chelsea, £3.4 million. I mean, how old is he? He's 32 years old, not even been in the game that long, because I've only recently loaded up the English leagues. Lambeze, he did well, 53 games, 27 years old, valued at 8.25 million. He was already at the club when I came here. He was a Premier League player, so already a decent player to have in the squad. Bueno was incredible. We rejected huge bids for Bueno, £26.5 million. We signed him for 10.5 last season in the Premier League, so another player that was already here when I started, but who's done brilliantly, a former Barcelona player. Max Morris was probably the biggest signing I made. He's now £22 million valuation. We picked him up from Bolton for 8.75. That was a big transfer outlay for us. Absolutely excellent performances from him. Frias, another very good player. If we look at his career stats, signed for 2.9 million from Real Valladolid, where he played a lot of games and did well. Another top tier player who we brought into the Championship and has done us brilliantly. Marin, another good player at left back, so solid for us. Signed from Norwich for 4.6 million. That was quite a lot of money for what he was, which is an ageing left wing back. Amago in goal. I think he was a free transfer from West Ham. Who else have we got? We've got Coupadon here, good attacking midfielder. We signed him on a free transfer as well, and he was brilliant this season. Signed from a League 2 side, but he'd always had this 7-point rating. And for me, if I see a player with a consistent 7-point rating, I am always going to sign them because it shows that they can really do the business. Carlos Eduardo's a right wing back. I'm not even sure where he was from. We got him from Dijon for £2.5 million. He did very well for us. A lot of these players were people that I'd scouted before I left. Where was I even at before? Before I left Leverkusen. I did use the scouts quite a bit when I realised I might be going to Brighton. I did a lot of scouting for young players within the kind of budget that I'd be looking at, and key positions that I'm looking at. I think something that gets lost in doing the YouTube series is how much time I spend outside of the videos looking up players. Mainly transfers. Transfers have always been what interests me in this game, but just looking up players. I've done a scouting video if people want to see how I find players, but it's my favourite part. And when I came into Brighton, I just let go a load of former Premier League players who I didn't think were that good and were also wanting to leave anyway, but it gave us a huge transfer budget and huge wage budget clearance to bring in all these players that I'd identified. And they've just done absolutely brilliant for us. And Bomb, another one who just shot out of nowhere. 325k he cost us from PSG, but he had a good record for PSG. It might have been in the National A, but another 7-point player. And I thought 325k worth a punt, and he definitely showed us the way. But it's worth also noting that it's the tactic that has made a lot of these players so good. It happened at Leverkusen, it's happened everywhere that we've used this tactic every season. It is just without doubt the best tactic in FM17. There's a link in the description if you want to get this tactic for yourself. But I mean, it's just been an incredible, incredible season. I hope you guys have enjoyed this season too and are looking forward to the Premier League next year and the Europa League as well, which is just crazy that we're going into the Europa League as well. But do drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this FA Cup final. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new and want to see how we do as FA Cup holders next season. But until next time, see ya!